জাগো জাগো তুমি জাগো.
Welcome back to Poojo Vlogs 2023, and today I am going to be creating the Agomoni look, which is basically Ma Durga's look. Starting off, I'm going to keep a very glowy base, and I'm using the Swiss Beauty's Real Makeup Base Primer, and I'm firstly dotting it all over my skin, and then I'm going to use my fingers only to blend it out. Since it's a very divine and pure look, I want my skin to be glowing from within, hence I'm going to be using a very glowy primer. Next up, I'm using my favorite foundation from Lakme. It's the 9 to 5 Primer Plus Matte Liquid Foundation. Taking the product on the back of my hand and then applying it onto my face with the help of my fingers. And today, I'm going to be using a brush to blend in my foundation, because it not only gives a very seamless blend, also it helps in amplifying the coverage, which I really need. As you can see, even after blending the foundation, the glow is still peeking through, and that is why it is really important to use such glowy primers. Next up, I'm going to be using this concealer from Swiss Beauty in the shade medium, if I'm not wrong, and it's primarily a highlighting concealer, so I'm applying it under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, and all the highlighty areas basically. And I'm also going to be using to cut under my contour, so it looks very sharp and defined. Again, I'm going to blend in this concealer with my brush only. You can see this concealer by itself is very pigmented, but even after using the brush, I think the pigmentation and the coverage is amplified tenfold. I am going to blend the concealer under the eyes absolutely at the end, so that I can get a little bit more coverage. Now, to set everything in place, I'm going to be using this Mars Trend Setting Loose Powder. Since I'm going to be shooting outdoors and it's going to be really sweaty, I'm going to make sure that I take a lot of powder on my big fluffy brush, and I am just gently pressing the powder into my skin without making it look really cakey. Trust the process. I know it looks a little intimidating and my skin looks really white, but it will come together in the end. I quickly have set my face using some Swiss Beauty's makeup fixer, and I've moved on to the contour with this Miss Claire's face palette. I'm using the brown shade to contour my face, and it's such a beautiful powder. It has a perfect grayish undertone, so I'm using it to chisel my face out and define my features even more. I'm using an angular brush, and I'm just pinching that brush slightly to also contour my nose. Lastly, I'm going to take a fluffy powder brush and blend the contour in with my skin. For the blush, I'm going to be using this NY Base Sunset Skyline blush, and I'm using a fluffy brush to apply the blush onto my skin. This blush is really pigmented, so you want to go with a very light hand on this one. For highlighter, I'm going to be again using one of my favorite products from Wet n Wild. It's the Precious Petals highlighter, and again with a flat highlighting brush, I'm going to be applying it all on my skin. With all the powders and everything, the glow from the primer has been slightly subdued, so I just want to bring the glow back to my face. Again, you do not want to overdo this highlighter step, because you can end up looking sweaty. Again, to mesh all the products in together, I'm using the Swiss Beauty's Natural Makeup Fixer, and I'm just fanning it down with the help of my mirror. For eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking this very neutral Rose in the Air palette from Wet n Wild and taking the brown transition shade on a fluffy eyeshadow blending brush. I'm going to first place it in my crease and blend it really well with windshield wiper motions. I'm going to take a darker brown shade, and I'm going to be applying it on my lid, so that any other shade that I put on top of it can pop a little bit more. I'm using the same brush to apply it on my lid as well. Next, I'm going to be taking this champagne shade from the Hilary Rhoda's eyeshadow palette, and this time I'm going to be using my fingers for the maximum coverage. And as you can see, the eyeshadow is literally popping, and it's looking so good and vibrant. Next on, I'm going to draw a very bold winged eyeliner. I'm using the eyeliner from NY Bay, and I'm going to wing it out quite a bit. After that, if you've seen all the Mahalaya programs on TV, the gods always have this white eyeliner underneath. So I did exactly that using the NY Bay's white liquid eyeliner, and I have just drawn a slight little wing under the black wing. Now for a soft kohl effect, I've taken a slightly greyish black eyeshadow, and I have just smudged that all along my waterline. I have quickly finished the other eye off camera, and this is how my final eye makeup looks like. Time for the lips. I am going to be using a red lipstick, because of course, how can it be an Agomoni look without having the color red? So I'm using my favorite red lipstick in the shade Autumn from Inside. My sister helped me in wearing a sari, and this time I did not go for a traditional Lal Par Shada sari. Instead, I just wore a red sari, and I tried to apply the alta using sketch pen, which was clearly a fail. So I had to use some lipstick and eyeshadow in the end. My sister also drew the third eye for me, and I applied a little bit of sindoor as eyeshadow. All in all, I think it looks really good. I applied a nut, some golden earrings, jhumka, durgas, and I think it was looking really pretty. And if you like this video, you know the drill, like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll meet you in my next one. Till then guys, stay safe and have an amazing Poojo. Bye.